Randomizer. And how about you? How are you doing?
Snow here. And looks like our racers are off. Ooh, some nice spells in the first shop. Holy crap.
Yes, the other nice thing about this, or the interesting thing about what we're going to be seeing here, is what we would be used to on a normal Final Fantasy I randomizer up until this point was everything in the magic shops here in Cornelia would be level 1. Well, guess what, folks? Because these guys are so good, we decided to change it up on them. Not only are magic levels randomized with this, but they also have random spots. So you might even see one of the level 1 spells all the way tucked away in one of those last magic shops that we very rarely get to see.
Yeah, so as opposed to some of the earlier rounds where the spells just kind of could have been in any level at all, not only are the levels shifted around, but the levels within each shop are shifted around this time also.
Much better said than I did. And we have an early bottle for about 25,000 gold, as we could say.
Especially because the last place you want to see the bottle, of course, is an on-rack, because then you have to go to on-rack, and you have to leave, and you have to come back again, and that's probably the worst place to find the bottle in the entire game.
I would have to agree with that. Also, just to let everyone know, this round has 3 force classes, and we have the black belt, a fighter, and a black mage forced with this. So get ready. Don't know if we're going to see any grinding strategies there. What do you think, RPG? Will we see some people grind?
Bring the percent increase on the enemies, which I believe is 300% for this round, if I'm not mistaken, that you probably are going to see some intense black belt grinding here.
Which definitely makes sense, because as soon as you have that One Punch Man going forward, he will definitely help out. And I'm just pulling up chat as well, so it will just be momentarily.
It looks like Tristal's picking up a little bit of weapons just for some safety.
We all know safety is not guaranteed.
Especially not when all of the monster spells and stats and all the loveliness are all shifted around. This could always be very interesting once you get into the later rounds.
We got Tsar with the 330% Tsar. That is the 330% maximum that they can be between. So thank you for pointing that out. Sorry about that.
Pretty close, though.
Hey, you know, close enough for government.
That is the chance for a low roll equal to the chance of a high roll, and yeah, you really don't know, because it's a range of percents, essentially, that the monsters can fall within. End of the percentages, though. Oh my, TNT in Matoya's cave. Really find.
Yes, the TNT is a nice find right there. I believe Edge may get the boat first, then come on back to us.
It's runner preference. Some runners go right to her cave, and some runners will come back after getting the boat.
Yes, I will say that we have psychic abilities. Well, I'll say RPG Chick has the psychic abilities, and just watch out, runners. She's reading. Watch out, viewers. She's gonna read your mind.
Sorry if I was a little bit ahead there. My apologies.
Don't worry about it. There are far worse things, like being snowed in New England. We have Nuke level 8, so we won't be seeing some fun there. I did, however, miss the other magic spells. It looks like Fate is level 7. That's not gonna be fun. Looks like the pirates don't appear to be too mean. Oh, fire 2! I spoke too soon.
You spoke far too soon. It'd be a good thing.
Yeah, and Edge is finding that there's going to be nothing there to save him. And finding that Nuke will not save him either. And we got Edge going for a second time around to the pirates right now, and casting Fire 2 immediately.
Gosh.
Guess what we get to see, everyone? Our favorite thing for Final Fantasy Randomizer, grinding.
Yeah, it's always pretty bad luck when anything required to fight has, well, especially something that strong.
I really have nothing really witty to say at this point. These pirates are going to cause these runners to, with no AoE spells, with nothing really in hand to, take them down. It's going to be a fun time.
I noticed there was a fade spell in the first shop, but I don't remember what level it was for.
I believe it was 7. All I'm saying is this has got to be a Zar seed, correct? Zar, did you make this? Zar, you're the evil doer of this seed. And we have in a chat a well and a yeah. They are not happy whatsoever. I think we did see some AoE spells earlier, but I'm not sure they're in a low enough level for these guys to be able to get them.
Yeah, there was some Lit 3, I believe, in the Provoke Magic Shop as well, but it did not seem like a terribly low-level spell, unfortunately.
And the thing is pirates are going to cast Fire 2. It's very early in what they're looking to do. I think it's their first spell or first thing on their list. So it's just going to be interesting to see what... Chat, what level do you think they're going to be grinding at? And Tristal is heading back to Cornelia, hopefully trying to find something.
Yeah, what level they're going to go up to. I guess it depends on how they kind of want to outspeed some of the pirates, at least save some chance of not getting torched by the Fire 2.
And we got Tristal going back and checking the armor shop, checking the white spell, seeing that again, Cure 4 is going to be that level 3. Fade is a little bit out of priced. And it looks like there's nothing there. This is going to be a long seed. And Split Punch, not to ignore your question, do you consider testing Peninsula of Power to see if something rolled low? Yes. When you get up to a certain level, I would definitely go there because it's going to allow you to grind. Things that they would be looking for that might be out of hand. What's another spell that we might not be thinking about RPG that they would be looking for right now?
Even if there was something, even if it's an AoE death spell such as Bane or something along that same vein would be good. Just something AoE to knock out those pirates as fast as possible.
Definitely looks like the Mad Ponies have Poison Touch as well. I would say I would take Confuse even at this point because, well, no, that won't cause them to cast magic. Mute might be something that you can get because the pirates' magical defense is very low.
Or even if there was an anti-fire spell somewhere.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. How funny would that be if they used an A fire, which never. We never say. And yes, TNT was in Matoya's cave. Tristal's gonna come up with blanks when it comes to the Temple of Fiends right now.
Tristal's just in here for the grinding. It's possible.
And spiders with lightning too.
Oh, this is a very seed. Much wow. 2 spiders is not good. At least the TNT was in Matoya's cave, so hopefully that decreases the likelihood of having to go into the marsh cave where there are more spiders.
Yeah, the marsh cave at this level will definitely not be a fun time. So what were the forced classes? It was Black Belt, Fighter, and Black Mage.
Well, at the very least, I guess at least the imps didn't have anything nasty.
Yeah, they're really not very pretty.
Exit. I'm afraid I didn't notice what level exit was at.
I think we might be in due for some information. Yeah, Zar, can we get you into another channel with some of the others? Please. So we're gonna not try to be as mean to everyone, chat. Let's have some fun watching these two struggle as we typically would with any type of Final Fantasy, but this might be a little bit too out of hand for our runners.
Yeah, it is possible that if this is going to take an inordinate amount of time, they might ask for the 2 of them might ask for a reroll on the seed. Going for the pirates again.
Yeah, it looks like Tristal is going to try his hand. And it's looking like their first thing that they're doing is fire too. You're not the only
one
one.
Physical attack at the beginning, and then that was it. Just hoping he gets lucky at this point.
And it is definitely looking like fire 2 is the first thing that they do. We're still working on it, but definitely you're seeing too. You're seeing kind of, while this is not a, this is a seed that would be able to be completed. It's just one of those that, for streaming purposes, we probably shouldn't have going. It's not a great warm welcome. And to answer the question, is it always pirates? Yes, always 9, always against them, and it's looking like Fire 2 is going to be that first thing that they cast. And with 9 of them casting Fire 2s, you would barely be able to get past. You would take a long time to grind.
Edgeworth is checking Matoya's cave, just seeing maybe there's something there. But unfortunately, the only thing there is the TNT, and it's pretty useless, unfortunately, without the ship.
Yeah, if there was any type of thing that would allow them to do this, but don't worry. Hey, let's watch these pirates just cast a bunch of fire at everyone. And definitely no, it makes the, for this being a harder seed, it will be interesting to see. As doing that, RPG Chick, how many of these pirates you think that Tristal will be able to kill before he gets whacked by the fire?
Oh, I mean, he's gotten 2 down at the max so far. Past him, and I think he's going to have to do kind of more of what Edge is doing, and more heavy grinding on some of the party members, just so they can kind of Fire 2 as best as possible.
So, for instances like this case, our wonderful mages have thought it out. What was agreed upon before in the rules of the Final Fantasy I randomizer was, if we have not passed the pirates within 30 minutes, there is a gentleman's agreement on the table that we will re-roll the seed, as we don't want to put the community through that. So if we hit that 12-minute mark, or another 12 minutes, that 30-minute mark, we will possibly and probably be re-rolling.
Oh my goodness. Did you see what I see? That there was Fire 3 and Frost from the wolves?
No, I did not see that. That's crazy.
They basically made the first continent almost impossible to get off of this scene.
So, this just has me thinking, do you know what the pirates' favorite song is?
I ask.
We didn't start with fire. Sorry, Billy Joel is on my mind right now.
I think Chad is unhappy with your punnage.
Wow, I'm getting a lot of hate. Thank you so much, chat. Not the first time my joke goes down in flames.
See, that one was better.
So chat, come on, throw us up your best pirate jokes. RPG, come on, you have to have a good pirate joke here.
Not. I'm the kind of nerd that has math and science related puns. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We're seeing a Peninsula Power strat by Edgeworth.
That's almost pure desperation at this point. I hate to say it.
I definitely think this is it is the desperation. They're going to see what's going on. Edge is going to keep up his blackmate. Oh, and he's just getting destroyed fast. So we already have the first Tyro stakes. Yes, I would appreciate a Tyro stake right now.
Tyro stakes.
We haven't eaten dinner yet, chat, so you can't talk about Tyro stakes.
Isn't touch on the Frostwolves. Nice game, very nice.
So you're seeing a great explanation of what this seed can do and what Final Fantasy Randomizer, if you flip certain flags, can have happen to it.
And even the final round flags.
and don't kid yourself, this gets even tougher. You're like, how can it get tougher? Well, we should have a voting mechanism in there for the four first party members. And what I would say is everyone should vote for thieves. Not that chat is counting at all, but about 7 minutes left.
It's looking more and more like a reroll at this point.
I definitely think it will be a reroll. Will coming in hot with the nice joke. Thank you very much, Will. I appreciate that. Yes, we will, for the ultra secret final race of this, we're going to make them do the vanilla strategy. We're going to take away the speed. So they have to walk at that normal speed.
Rule. They don't want to play that any more than we want to watch them.
Just think, chat, seeing someone walk that slow.
Heading back to make a play for it and give it one last shot, I guess, before it hits half an hour.
So what do you think? If Edge is able to get past the pirates, will he be friendly enough to do a reroll?
He might, especially after seeing some of what the monsters in the Peninsula of Power have, since those are mostly later game encounters.
I think just out of pure gentleman's and just being nice, we're going to be seeing a reroll from this, but who knows?
Doing it his best over here too, trying to grind.
And the wolves, or the Rurus, as some will call them, They're not fun to grind on, as you mentioned earlier.
The ogre's
that-
got a nice low HP roll there.
Definitely, as well as maybe this is just the pirate's revenge.
All the ones that we've killed in this tournament.
Exactly, for all the times that we just beat them up and we ignore them like, hi pirates, bye pirates. They're gonna come in hot for us.
I agree with you, Will. Neither of these guys are petty enough to be like, "Oh, I got through the pirates. Haha, you can't do it."
No, I know. We say that tongue in cheek, but definitely, I think that it is one of those. Yeah, they will do it. And getting up to level 6, I believe it's level 18, if I'm correct, or if it's been set out there.
Anyway. I'm sure what these guys wouldn't give for an AoE spell right now.
So we have chat voting. Whoever beats the pirates wins this matchup.
That might be the case. On to 3.5 minutes here, so...
What can we do in 3.5 minutes, folks?
But I somehow doubt it's gonna come to much of anything.
I would say that we can watch the Star Wars trailer. That's what we can do for 3.5 minutes.
On that.
Sorry, what was that?
I said I'll pass on that one.
The trailer? Oh. Zardia trying to come up with a joke. The pirate walks in a bar. Okay, what happens at the bar, Zardia? What does the pirate do? And we have Tristal making a try. It looks like we might have Edgeworth making a try too.
Off.
Got the heal
pirates.
in there.
With 9 pirates, I don't know that that's gonna help much.
No, I don't think much will be helping them beat these pirates, but you never know. We got about 2 minutes left. Hey chat, that straw poll, spam the kill the Tyro button. Yep, pirates still cast fire too. That's what they're checking right now.
I feel so bad. This is such a fancy.
So, just with the possibility that 9 pirates don't cast the same 50% chance, can we get a little statistics in there?
Odds are not in their favor. I think they're giving it their last shots, but at this point, it's probably going to be a reroll on this seed. Doesn't end up worse than this one.
We got someone saying 1 in 512. I think that it is, because it's going to be 1/2 to the power of 9.
the seeds of nightmares. Like, I've seen some super trolly seeds, but this is,
So with 1/2 to the power of 9, that's going to be a 0.19%. And yes, that is 1 in 512. And it looks like reroll, it has happened.
yeah, let's pray for a slightly less horrible seed. For subscribing with Twitch Prime to Speed Gaming. Appreciated.
How fitting is it that we're gonna sit here and look at these two pirates for these 18 pirates for just a little bit?
They know what they did.
Folks, the pirates are finally getting their day. So yes, this is the first time in the entire race that we've had this happen. Well, the entire tournament that something like this has happened. In chat, can we get some predictions? What would you like to see besides Fire 2 with our pirates?
It
We are
wouldn't
gonna-
have been so bad if they just had like some AoE spells to destroy them with.
John Bordish, you're an evil man. We got John Bordish saying nuclear.
Cold, man, you're cold. People saying Fire 3 instead of Fire 2.
Dual cast of Ultima. Yes. Trance, give them AoE, Paralyze, Bane. Wow, we're getting a lot of...
Even Paralyze would be better than the Fire 2 at this point. Bane pirates, but I don't think our runners will after that last thing.
It looks like Edgeworth is at least trying to stay a little positive with his team names. Tristal going with the standard 5B women.
Some people have names that they always use every single time and it brings them luck, so you might as well go with it, right?
No, definitely. It makes for a little bit of fun times. We got Edgeworth switching it up. So, chat and RPG, what are you thinking? What are you hoping is going to be in the Temple of Fiends for our first in those couple 3 chests?
Happy to see something something they could sell, like an opal bracelet. Not a bracelet, sorry, an opal gauntlet.
No, definitely. It will be nice to see that if they have some high-costing spells. The 3 force classes were Fighter, Black Belt, and Black Mage. They're both choosing a White Mage because, well...
They're kind of nice to have for life spell.
Yes, anything would be nice to have there. Anything that would cause them not to have to run around. And we got Will hoping for a floater with a Masamune and in Matoya's Cave.
Super Boston of you.
It happens. And by the way, I don't even want to talk baseball right now. I'm so mad, so sad, so angry, so depressed. All that, all wrapped up into one. You and your Yankees.
They've stopped becoming the team for ancient and retiring baseball players.
Yeah, except they have two people who can hit 100 home runs. Moonshots of 500 feet. Not fun.
Be some really nice finds, Drum. I doubt it, but it'd be some really nice finds. So, Lagaya, the reason for the reset is after 30 minutes, the two of them could not get past the pirates that had Fire 2. And as is agreed, after 30 minutes, if you cannot get past the pirates, we re-roll the seed.
It's been Maya with 100 bits. Thank you for your donation. We appreciate that. Also like to take a second while we have this time as we're getting ready for the race to start back up. Please do give a follow or subscribe if you're able to Speed Gaming. Also big thanks to Feasel for allowing us to use his channel, as well as big shout out to the mages that we have behind the scenes taking care of that. That's Sar, as well as Ishbin Maya that are going through, as well as thank you to Willard J. Bradley for helping us with this. And please give our RPG chick a follow. She's a lot of fun to be listening to, watching when she does her RPGs.
And give Joker a follow. He plays some interesting Final Fantasy seeds himself.
I try to keep it fun. I don't know if anyone caught earlier ones, but yeah, we try not to take it too seriously. And round technically 2.5 is starting right now.
Edge does have the first win out of this best of 3, right?
Edge does have the first one, yes.
And let's see what we got.
Looks like Fade is at level 4, so worst case scenario. And
Nice
Fire
lower
2!
level spells. That's funny. That is absolutely ironic after the last seed to have a level 1 Fire 2 spell.
So, that will be a lot of fun. They're going to Fire 2, hopefully the non-Fire 2 pirates.
Fortunately, there was a level 7 nuke spell in there, which means if we get one charge of it by the end of the game, it'll be a lot.
Definitely, you have to go far enough down to be able to get that.
Low level harm 3, which is not too bad, at least for some of the monsters to get through. It looks like a level 7 heal 2 spell is not so nice either, though.
We're already having the nuke for the pirates, and yes, Fade would be very nice for the white mage to be something more than just a squishy blanket. It's 3 and 300 for the experience and gold.
On heal potions, that's pretty nice.
Well, the level 3 harm will also pay off if and when they go to the ice cave, because remember, there's going to be an encounter a forced encounter for them. That harm 3 will be very helpful.
Ice cave and ordeals are incentivized, yes?
I believe with this one it is, because this will turn on the incentivized.
So, even though it doesn't necessarily mean that something progressive is going to be in one of those two places, but it could mean that something very useful, like the Masmune or ribbons or something else, could be in those two places.
And there could also be the ruby, which would just be fun.
You just want to feed the Titan. That's all you ever want.
Come on, he's got a family he needs to go home to. Let's be nice to him. Let's feed the Titan. Anytime I get the ruby, even if it's out of the way, I go to feed the Titan. We have
Titan's
to.
ruby addiction.
Well, if I can make some money off of giving him the ruby, I'm all for it. So for the round 3 flags, we're going to have shuffle treasures, shuffle shops, shuffle magic shops, shuffle magic levels. So everything we're used to, but there are going to be incentivized ice cave as well as the incentivized ordeals. These scale prices are 25 to 400%, so you can get something that will cost a quarter of what it used to, or 4 times as much as it used to. Inflation, how you doing? The stats are between 33 and 300, 4 and 400 for the gold and golden XP multiplier. Because this is not the forced, we're going to have 3 forced party members as well. And this is definitely the semifinals, because the loser of this will have a chance to face the winner of Will Bloodworth and... I'm drawing a blank.
And Czar, yes?
And Czar, I believe, yes.
Actually might be happening later on tonight. At least there was talks of it happening later on tonight.
But Toya's sitting on that cash money.
Old witch, good God.
She is all that. It's that herb that she's going to be giving to us later that she decided that she's retired from the game. Kept it all in cash. Tristal did miss, but he will definitely be going back there. Without a doubt, it's going to be one of those things that you do want to go back to get, especially for gold, or if there could be something there in these rounds flags. Oh yes, the later round, the final round, is going to be very interesting, as well as the Force 4 party members. There are some pretty trollish seeds, and Wall is in level 2, which will be very nice for later game.
Yeah, that's not a bad find at all, but it doesn't look like there's much of anything in the black magic shop.
Alright, buckle up everyone. We're gonna go see the pirates again. What do they have as their first cast? I say they're gonna come in with Nuke, because why not?
That's an interesting one for them to have. Not as bad as Fire 2, though. Gets the spell off, so we're good.
Definitely did, but down goes the fighter on Tristal's side.
Could have been much worse, of course. You need to get through this fight without the black mage getting squinted at.
Pro rings for 15,000 and gold for 19, which kind of brings it up to the normal level of 40,000 for what you would see them.
Pro rings are, though.
Yeah, pro rings were 15, and then the gold bracelet was 19, so it's going to be about that normal 40 if I'm correct. And it's both fair is fair. They both had a fighter. Go down in that.
Since the likelihood is the highest to hit the top party member, I mean, it makes sense. Have the ship this time, so we can actually progress this game. We're not gonna still end up with something horrible and trolly, but we're gonna find out, right?
Oh no, definitely. I'm looking for all trolling now that they have the ship. Great question. Go T-Bear, great question. What happened for the force of the restart? It was, we passed 30 minutes and neither one of them beat the Pirates. That was kind of a cutoff for it. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing that has happened.
Probably gonna go and check out the two free chests in the dwarf cave. Saving down there at the bottom of Cornelia. That way, if there's nothing but trash in here, he can just reset and head right down to Elflin.
And that's not a bad thing for it to happen. Let's see if we have some lazy elves. Tristal giving up a lot of gold, 18,000 gold that he would have found in the with the dwarfs. 18,000 gold they were hiding there. As I again forget how to talk.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, especially this early on. You do want to have enough money to get any nice spells that happen to come your way.
And definitely, we do see some people checking in chat about the randomizer. Yes, it is now a web version, so no longer do you need to download anything. Heal 3 at level 4, by the way, also another nice pickup.
Level 8.
It was level 8?
Uh-huh. Will be somewhere more friendly, but Cure 4 at level 1, that's a really nice pickup.
And in Viz 2, that will also be very nice. We might see some Bane strats!
Oh, one rub. That's funny. 3 is going to make the water cave and the water floor in the Temple of Fiends Revisited a little bit more difficult.
Hopefully they'll be able to find the black chart. Everyone needs to have a little bit of a low level rub.
A low level rub, good god.
I'm not used to us streaming this at 5 p.m. You know, we're used to the 9 p.m. stream to where it's a little bit more non-PG. It's a little PG-13, we'll call it.
Well, unfortunately, at this point, we are going to have to dip into the Marsh Cave. The question is, find the TNT. Are we going to find it on the top, or are we going to find it down in the bottom?
You know what I'm going to say. I'm rooting for a vanilla crown.
Oh yes, that is a possibility, because the TNT could be crown locked.
And then have the TNT in the Temple of Fiends tucked away behind some gargoyles that are nasty as well, because, well, why not? We've seen some Fire 2 pirates. We might as well just go full-fledged and just troll these people.
At this point, I don't know. I think they've been trolled quite a lot.
But come on, Twitch chat, you're up for a little bit more trolly, aren't you?
But let's let them get a little bit further into the seed first.
We're still waiting on the ability to get War Mech early. War Mech or Riot.
Entroper's next step will start getting an Randomizer. Enemy stats being shuffled, the enemy placements will be shuffled as well.
Oh, could you imagine that? That would be fantastic. Also, their percentage that would happen.
It would be pretty neat, though, you gotta admit.
Yeah, definitely. You can
And
fight
running
anyone,
into
any
a-
place.
like some of the other games that do enemy randomization and run into a boss somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Tiamat 2 just popped out of nowhere. Kraken 2 was there as well. Edgeworth, it was Edgeworth getting the TNT, and Tristal will find it shortly.
Are they going to finish out the Marsh Cave, or are they going to nope out?
I have a feeling they're just going to nope out of it. Myself, someone who does not do well when it comes to Final Fantasy Randomizer, I would clear out the Marsh Cave because, well, again, why not? Makes for a fun time.
I mean, if you're here anyway, they don't have warp, they don't have exit, so they would have to walk back out from the bottom, which is a pain in the butt.
No, definitely, and that's not a fun time to go through. And Marsh
Famous last words.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marsh Cave. Yeah, no. We've all had that seed. We're like, oh, this isn't too bad. And then you dig a little bit deeper and you find out that, yeah, no.
There's a couple of monsters, regardless of what they roll and how they roll and what they get. I never trust them, and gargoyles are always one of those kinds of monsters I don't ever trust.
But at least we got Edgeworth digging back down to the bottom. And fun fact, Edgeworth has come up with something that will a little program that you're going to be able to make for a little bit more interesting seeds. A Final Fantasy 1 randomizer scavenger hunt because, well, why not?
How does that work?
Tell you about that in just 1 minute. We just want to point out we do have a route divergence. We have Edge going to the bottom, so if he catches something here like a floater, like technically a crown or any other progression item, he will take a lead. If he does not, if he comes up and finds nothing, then Tristal will have the head start on him by about a minute or so. Looks like we're going to have an announcement after this race in the interview time about the finals, as well as the Sun Sword. Arguably, some people will say it's one of the better swords up until the end game.
It's a good sword to have, especially if you have a red mage in your party, but neither of these players have.
Right, but it will make the fighter a little bit more viable at this early time. When it comes to the scavenger hunt, it's just one of those. You need to pick up certain items, and it's non-incentivized items, whether it might be the 1 gold chest, whether it might be, something as small as the coral sword. We're not quite sure. I haven't used it myself, but that makes for a fun time.
Very interesting. And it looks like these wizards have cremate, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it's not fun either. It's a good thing there were only 2 of them in that fight.
And definitely the two wizards do make for an easy fight, so it's not too crazy.
Was set on money for a while with that opal gauntlet.
Definitely going to be getting sold there because, fun fact about the opal gauntlet, it has the same amount of defense as the pro ring, if I'm correct. And the pro ring just does more.
Choose the pro ring over the opal gauntlet any day for that extra for the extra status effect resistances there.
Definitely. And Edge finding a house. Oh, and just noping out of there again. Wow.
And on the money.
Saying, you know what? I don't want your money. I'm just going to get to running.
Surprised that he noped out on the Sun Sword.
That is another thing. Sun Sword is... I would have left with the Sun Sword just purely on the fact that it's still a really good weapon to have.
Especially, like you say, at this point in the game.
No, definitely. And
for that money.
they would not get a better item until very far in. It would take to either get in the Excalibur or the Massacre to be able to upgrade that Sun Sword.
Speed is of the essence right now, which I can understand. The two of these runners are very evenly matched. Both of them handing in their TNT to the dwarves, blowing the hole in, and they're gonna move on, probably just to check out what kind of magic and such is in Melmond. Either that or they'll head right to Crescent Lake. But sometimes they just like to see what magic and whatnot is there, just in case there is something useful. Because at this point, they're going to have the option to grind either in the volcano or the ice cave, depending on what monsters have what and how bad certain are. Of encounters here. A lot of resetting.
Which is always... Melmond has here. Yeah, definitely. That's Harm 4 level 6 was the one thing that I just saw.
Temper level 4 is a nice find here.
Soft is not a bad catch there either.
That is usually the sign of somebody who has been burned by getting their character stoned in the past.
What do you mean? They don't want to They don't want to have everybody getting stoned?
Probably the most fun thing to happen to your party. Especially depending on how expensive the softs actually are.
Oh, come on, but Bob Dylan wrote a song about everyone getting stoned. That has to be fun. And no, before chat gets it twisted mind around it, it's about getting rocks thrown at them, not the other stoned. Come on. Czar threatening to ban trolls. Well, I think Tristal wants to get rid of some trolls on his side.
Oh man, that lovely poison sound. Edge is very notorious for not curing poison on his characters right away. Doing it to get set up for a grind later on. He proves me wrong, so I'm not even gonna bother saying it this time.
It's not a bad move. If you bring your party down because of the poison, allows you to, easily get rid of them a little bit faster. Exit level 6.
Not the best thing to find, unfortunately. It's a fairly high level for exit. Or kind of makes up for the fact that Ice 3 was, I think, either level 7 or 8, I don't remember. But at least some kind of AoE ice spell will be helpful when they get to the water-type monsters.
I think Edge is just trolling us at this point. So, the question in chat is, do the Magic Shuffles hurt red mages? I would say yes, because you're not as open to having as many spells there. I would typically run a red mage in any one of my parties, but without the red mage, with the magic shock shuffle how it would be, I would be hard pressed to do it again. What do you say, RPG?
Yeah, I would definitely tend to agree with that because, you know, it's possible that you find a whole bunch of, like, let's say, awesome level 1 black spells, and then you find life 2 all of a sudden and you can't learn it.
And then
that's
my
part of the
would
risk
just be
you take with the randomizer. So, you know, it's just purely based on your own skill from that point on. You have to be able to adjust and change your plans if necessary. And these two players are very good at that, I have to say.
I definitely think we're going to see a solo black belt grind, so skill will be a necessity until a certain point. What if you were doing this level? If you knew what we're going to be having, that the percentage increase that the runners will be facing, what level would you grind your black belt to?
Considering that it's up to 330%, I'd probably go with somewhere in the mid to upper 30s.
Definitely, I would agree with that one. And then by the end game, you're up to 42. The other question is, do enemies run out of magic points in this game? No, they just get more.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is not a thing in this game.
Because they're on a script. Enemies all have scripts to where they'll just continuously go through. It'll be, you know, cast this magic, this magic, this magic, this magic, boom, just go through. It repeats after certain points. And then group sets are kind of assigned to each other, so if you get to a certain point with certain enemies, if you see someone in their group set later on, you know what they have.
Cobras have slow, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it is annoying because it does take time for them to cast it on everybody. Are our two runners looking for out here outside of Crescent Lake?
I think they're just trying to get a couple levels because they know how trolly and how bad any of the extra place they're going to go. Where do you think we're going to see these two go next, knowing what we know, that it does appear to not be too kind to them?
It was usually the next likely place, just because the Agama grind, of course, is one of the favorite grinds of the community at a whole, whether it's the vanilla or the randomizer community, but of course, that's also going to depend on what kind of spells or status effects the Agamas have. So there's also the possibility of grinding on the fires in the volcano too, but again, you never know what's going to happen. But at least there's a couple of options when you do check out the volcano, and a fairly large treasure trove while we're at it.
No, definitely. I, however, am going to be a contrarian and root for them to go to Castle of Ordeals because, well, I just like going to Ordeals.
Well, Edge is already looking to prove you wrong here.
He's a much better racer than I am, so I trust what he's going to be doing.
Yes, guys, if you haven't checked out these two guys' streams, and you're a fan of Final Fantasy Randomizer, definitely give these two runners a follow because I know Edgeworth plays the Randomizer a lot, and I'm sure Tristal does as well. Since he's gotten this far in the tournament, he's probably done a lot of practice.
They do. I remember the other day I watched Edge. Well, I didn't directly watch it. I may or may not have passed out on my couch for a little bit or fallen asleep. But he did run a lot of randomizers back to back to back to back to back. The Final Fantasy 1 randomizer to prep for this.
I think he ran into another seed either yesterday or the day before where he was having quite a lot of trouble with the pirates there, too.
And there were a couple things that he started bringing out when he was practicing these seeds, and you notice that he's using Confuse. You'll probably see him use that as time goes on, because that was something he was practicing last time I was watching.
Really not a terrible idea, especially since it does get the monsters to have the chance at attacking each other.
Definitely makes it for easier, so you don't have to do as much damage, because if they're hurting each other, fighting like siblings, then it's all the better. Heal Helmet pickup is a sneaky good pickup right there, by the way.
It's nice, but other than that, there's not been anything else but a whole bunch of money, pretty much. I think I noticed the Coral Sword as well, but considering how many treasures are there, having that much money is not what you want to see.
We're going to find out what fires get as he hits a 2-pack of them. Stop casting.
That's not a nice thing for them to have. So I don't think grinding on the fires is going to happen.
Yeah, that's going to be a no way on grinding on them. This is why I definitely say with the incentivized ordeals and ice, I would go there, because you know at the end of the road you are going to get something that will be able to help you.
Yeah, plus, even though the teleporters in ordeals are actually shuffled, it's at least a shorter trip through the dungeon than it is to go through Ice Cave, and a little less chance of being horribly dangerous.
And Tristal is sailing east, so I do think that he is going to be going to Temple of Ordeals, or Castle of Ordeals. Temple, Castle, Fiends, whatever we call them, they're all the same. He's going to Ordeals.
Up in the volcano, there's your ruby, Joker.
See, here's the interesting thing. That, if Tristal goes to Ordeals, and then he goes to Ice, finding something that doesn't allow them to progress. They're not finding the floater. Say he catches Slab and Adamant. Edge now has the ruby. That means we're going to see a forced ice cave. Or earth cave early.
This is true.
So I do hope that at least Edge gives the ruby to the giant. Titan feeding, yes, Titan. Pete's being a little bit friendlier, it looks like.
They're not too bad, it seems, which is nice. Like that gives you a nice amount of experience points, too.
Looks like Tristal is hoping for a quick run through Ordeals. We're getting a prediction that the crown is in Ordeals. What's your prediction? What do you think is going to be here, RPG?
And I find a couple of ribbons, which whenever he does his grind is going to make it much easier.
So your thought is ribbons. I'm going to say something that's not going to progress them. So, well, I'm going to say possibly a ribbon. I'm going to go with more something a little bit trolly like the Adamant, because why not?
I mean, before you get the tail is such a tease. It's like, hey, look at this great thing that you could have, but you can't get it yet.
It's like that guy in, I forget which commercial it was, but he had the money at the end of a pole. Oh, you're gonna get it. No, you're not. Oh, you're gonna get it. No, you're not.
Is getting sent back and forth here with the shuffle teleporters.
So we're seeing what happens with this. It was the All-State commercial. Thank you so much. We got Czar calling floaters. Czar, floaters in here. I'm gonna question what you've been doing.
Wait, is this a Czar seed?
I believe Zar did run this seed.
I have my doubts now.
Everyone, I hope you're enjoying the nails on the chalkboard sound.
No soft luck for Tristal. When you go through so many teleporters so quickly all at once, there is a chance of soft locking here in Castle Ordeals.
Temple of Ordeals. I'm just kidding. Ice Sword pickup.
Ice Sword pickup is nice. Right, yes.
You were. Wow, someone put on their ESP hat today.
Often, but every once in a while, I get it right.
What are the winning lottery numbers for Powerball this week? I promise I'll split it with you 50-40.
If I knew that, did you just say 50-40?
I would never take more than you on that. No, I'd never account for an extra 10% someplace else. Fair is fair. I get 40, you get 60, right? If you give me the winning Powerball number.
I thought you said 50-40. I'm just like, wait a minute, that doesn't add up.
I did say 50-40, but I'm just trying to cover it up now. We're getting my Sorry?
Looks like Tristal is doing some zombie dragon grinding here.
Which isn't a bad move to level up his entire party at the same time.
They have anything too horrible yet? I say yet, because we haven't seen it yet.
And you know, I'm all for leveling your entire party together, especially in a seed like this, because not only does it give your team survivability, but it also, with magic spells being later for a lot of these party members, for the black mage and the white mage, it's going to allow them to have that too.
I think some of the higher level magic charges are definitely going to be something they want here. Ooh, nice pro ring pickup for Edge.
Just save some time for not having to spend that 19,000 on some additional pro rings. And yes, I think you're right. This is going to cut down on their grinding later on. But at least allows them to, allows Tristal to have a little bit extra.
That the red giant there just smacked the black mage with? Was it a physical attack? Because holy crap.
I did not catch that. It does not look like he was too kind. And did Edge just reset too? He did nope out of the volcano. Wow.
Gotta go back to that floor anyway. He may go back and pick up the pro ring again. You definitely don't want to lose your black mage.
Oh no, definitely. He's going to be that main damage dealer for you. So what do you think? We got to have Tristal go to the volcano or the Temple of Ice?
Extra levels. Well, it looks like he's headed towards Ice Cave first. I didn't even have to guess.
Works for me. Temple of Ice it is. And the Castle of Volcano is next.
Like we said, there's more incentivized items here, so if he picks up like the other two ribbons, he's gonna be pretty well off. Especially with Hydras with Crack. That's a nice find. Good God.
Remember, Crack is whack, kids. Crack is whack.
Those old commercials.
Remember that this is your brain. This is your brain on things that you should not be doing as a child. Such as crack. What other ones? Smokey the Bear?
Apparently throwing eggs into a pan and smashing them was the universal was the universal sign for being on drugs when we were young.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
That was uncannily close to the real sound of that voice, you know.
I try sometimes. We got the image in Wraith with Stinger, so they're getting poisoned. Not a nice time there either.
But at least it's not the actual poison spell, which would be much worse. Best things about the randomizer, aside from being able to walk fast and being able to buy 10 of each item, is the fact that when your party members have some sort of status effect, whether it's poison or stone, you don't have to go and switch your party members back every single time it happens, which I really like not having to do.
Yeah, that definitely saves a bit of time, which makes it nice as well. It's a nice little convenience. Mages with Brack!
Hi, my name is Brack!
No, it's fine, it's fine. We're gonna see what the Agmas have here, if they're gonna be grindable.
Going through all that Brack just for an iron staff. Oh, God.
Looks like we have a little bit of love when it comes to Brack.
Agmas have Blizzard. I don't think that this is going to be a good grinding spot.
Someone just needs to play R. Kelly right now in the background for the grinding not being good here.
Tristal might have had the right idea with the grinding on the zombie dragons, because that seems to be about one of the safest things right now outside of the 4 Pete fight.
Look at what's happening to the mages!
Oh god,
Lightning
they've got lit 3 also! Trying to tank this with a solo white mage? He is! Oh my god!
He's now just going, forget this. Waiting to see that flip the table gif.
Very least, I mean, you know, he did get to check a few more of the treasure chests with his white mage and saw, hey, no, this is just trash. I can nope out of here and try again.
Definitely, and so Edgeworth is going to find out shortly if the red dragon will be grindable or not. If not, that's going to leave very few places that you'll be able to grind.
It's not a grind-friendly seat, apparently.
Definitely not, because even the zombie dragon is not grindable. Hopefully.
It's good if you can get rid of it very quickly, but
I'm just amazed that he's not trying to run from him. Oh, looks like Edge did get away. Yeah, carried his with that's
without being able to grind on the Agamas, without being able to grind on the fires.
It's gonna make a tough thing for Carrie. And it's silly Red Dragon. Intelligence is already lost with Final Fantasy Randomizer. Casting slow on us, lost intelligence. That's fine.
Dragon has lit 2, it has sleep, it has slow.
All for just a little bit of gold.
Point. Gosh, where do you grind?
In the corner of a awkward 8th grade dance.
Please, no.
Oh, that was not a rhetorical that was an actual question. Sorry. It
Hopefully
definitely.
is friendlier. Oh my god.
Zara is
Bad.
getting upset with Maya. Zara, didn't you roll the fire 2 pirates? So it looks like we have someone keeping track of 65 of 231 chests opened up. Don't know if that's true, but hey, that's awesome.
Sporson is our lovely tracker for tonight, so with that count right there, good job, man.
Dude, more power to you. I mean, I can't count past 20 because that's all the fingers and toes I have. I have to call the dog over here to count higher. Start counting on his fingers and toes, but that only gets us up to 40. So I guess that's where I stop.
Is Tristal gonna brave this? And oh my gosh, it looks like Edge is actually risking grinding a little bit here on the Agama. He kills it before it gets a blizzard off.
Let's hope so. I mean, it's if they can attack beforehand, which it looks like they're doing, and they're going to be able to. It might not be as scary, but still looks like Tristal is hitting a tough point when it comes to the ice cave.
The danger of grinding on this particular Agama tile, at least in the usual room, the Agama tiles are back to back, so it doesn't increase your step counter, and therefore you don't run the risk of running into something else completely random. I don't think he has that benefit here. So off this Agama spike tile, he's going to run the risk of running into something else.
No, definitely. In Ishbin Maya just hit it right on the head. There are a couple things left for us to get that are incentivized. It's Crown, Floater, Adamant, Massamoon, and I might be for Slab. So we have a 1 in 5 chance to get the Floater here. So we have a 20% chance to get the Floater.
No, I agree that, Tristal needs to keep going in here, but I feel so bad because he's had to make so many runs inside. Almost there.
1 in 6. What's the other thing that we're forgetting? I do apologize. Flap, Floater, Crown, Massa, Adamant, Tail. 1 in 6. Sorry. You are correct.
Is it possible for there to be another ribbon here, though?
No, because the way that it gets programmed is the first ribbon is incentivized. So we'll go through, won't have multiple ribbons going through the incentivized chest. So as soon as the ribbon is in one of those incentivized chests, it gets pulled out.
See, that's why you're here, Joker. You know the stuff that I don't.
I only happen to know this because I watch way too much Randomizer. So let's find out. Oh, looks like the eye rolled high defense.
But it didn't seem to roll anything too horrible. And there's the Masmune. So that's a pretty decent find, but anything progressive is still out there.
We're gonna have to see them dig into Earth Cave with the ribbon.
Like it. My goodness.
And did Tristal just nope out of there? Ruby is required.
Ruby was in the volcano.
I know, but Ruby is required here now because they have to go to Volcano to get the Ruby. Tristal knows that, where Edge is still going to be going forward and going through.
For Tristal to go at this point, except for the volcano, so he is going to pick up the Ruby, but to nope out on the Masmune, that's an interesting choice.
But he at least now knows where it is, so he can go quickly back. But that's telling me right now that we are not only that Tristal probably thinks he's behind at this point, because he went to the 2 incentivized places and he knows the skill that Edge is. He's going to power level his black belt like Edge is doing now. Will he take it to level that Edge is with saying, you know what, forget it, I'm going to level up to 21 or I'll level up to 40?
Well, I know the black belt does hit certain spikes at certain levels, so he may hit the first one and then not go past it.
Maya, that is evil. I like you, but you're an evil, evil person for saying that. And that's why I like you. Trenton, yes, they did go to Ordeals. Tristal went to Ordeals. Edgeworth has not gone to any place else. He's been spending his time in the volcano. Let's do a quick recap, RPG, if you don't mind.
Starting from where, my friend?
Just from everything post TNT. So we know that they got TNT beforehand. They got out of there. We also know that the Marsh Cave does not have much left after it. So we've been to our incentivized Ordeals, incentivized Ice, and we know what's in Volcano. So what can you...
gone to the incentivized places, and Edge has mostly been trying his best to find places to grind. Ruby was here in the volcano, and since there was no progression items in Ordeals or in the Ice Cave, it looks like Earth Cave is going to be the place to find the next progression item, which I think at this point has to be the floater has to be there, because otherwise they can't get to the other parts of the world.
The only other thing it could be is Crown. And there's a 20%...
I'm trying to be nice and do the Crown quest.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mia made this seed, didn't he?
Maya did make this seed, yes.
Trying his best to get out of the volcano alive. Godspeed, sir.
Looks like it's going to be a takeout night, because no way do I expect this seed to go under 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. I'm glad I ate something already.
It'll be fine. My question is Tristal going in with a full set 99 heal potions? He's also finding out that the fires are horrible.
Severe party paralyzed is not fun.
All I want to say is...
Mage does have Fade.
No, definitely. And hopefully Edge will go back to get Fade at some point for his White Mage. And the only other thing I'm going to say is, if you thought Volcano was going to be nice, I got some bad news for ya. Sorry, the wrestling fans in the chat will understand that one. And Edge gets
sure
out
as heck
safely. Don't worry, it's just my inner nerdom coming out again.
One piece, so gonna go now.
So chat, what do you think in chat? Let's throw some ideas out there. I know we've seen a little bit of trolliness going on, but can we get an Edge or Tristal thought to this? And no, definitely. If I was sitting, Maya, you brought up a good point. If I was sitting there with the same thing that Edge is, I would go to the incentivized places beforehand. RPG, what was your thought? If you're in Edge's shoes, what are you thinking?
I would have to agree at this point, because you know, whether you find something progressive or not, there's got to be something to help with the grind, because at this point, grinding on almost everything is pretty dangerous.
And then if you were Tristal, we're going to reverse this now. If you were Tristal, you know you're going up against one of the better runners, or one of the best runners in this game with Edge. What are you thinking? You cleared out those two incentivized.
You know, I think a lot of the mentality is you always think you're behind just so you don't dilly-dally where you shouldn't.
And I definitely think Will brought up a great point where he says Tristal is ahead. Technically, yes, he's ahead for places he's checked. But along with that, defense sword. I don't think that Edge got that. That will help out with...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, what was that?
Rhythm Song had mentioned in the chat that that Edge had skipped some of the fire-guarded chests, and that must have been one of them.
And Tristal's finding the ruby and going, might think he's, at that point with finding it, might realize he's not as behind as he would believe he is. And it looks like Edge is going to be going to the Castle of Ordeals. But I'm going to say...
Very happy to see the ribbon there, at least.
Yes, definitely. That might also help out Tristal for his grind with the black belt, because we know that's going to happen.
Edge is always very big on grinding his black belt up to a higher level.
Definitely. And Will, I agree with Will with what he's saying in the chat, that Tristal, with the knowledge that Tristal has of what is in Ordeals and in Ice, he might be slightly ahead, and he might be playing with a little bit more, not only because he's down one game, but playing with a little bit more necessity, playing with a little bit more, gamble a little bit more, sorry, as I forget how to talk.
But I agree with chat. Edge might take the time here to grind on some of the zombie dragons as well, especially because his black belt is at a high enough level, he might just be able to one-shot them. I don't remember how much HP they had.
And Tristal has exit. Has he always had exit with the white mage?
I think I remember him picking it up.
So, are we going to be seeing a Tristal grind on the Agamas?
He's going to want to do it on the Agamas with them having Blizzard. Guess we'll find out.
Let's
Better
take a peek at what his
off doing
thought
an
is.
eye grind in the ice cave.
Okay, so they have under 270 some odd hit points, which is not too bad. I think we might see Tristal just say forget it and grind on them. And yes, let's take a minute. Please join the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer Discord. Makes for a fun time. We typically try to have at least one race going on at certain times of the day. Most times a day, sorry. Makes for fun, very warm, welcoming community. It was the first community I was a part of. I will say it is a lot of fun. And no question is too off the wall to be asked in there.
And help in the new player section if you're new to the randomizer.
And always know that no matter if you enter a race, if you see me in that race, you're gonna finish at least second to last.
Wow, that's confidence right there.
I have the confidence of a high schooler when it comes to this. That's why I try to make up those crazy, outrageous seeds that people are playing. Because it's the only way I'm going to win. It's the only things I know I will be able to beat them at. And plus, it's so much fun.
Edge's party is getting taken down by these man cats here.
Is he a man? Is he a cat? I don't know, let's just call him man cat.
Doesn't really look very man-like. Maybe it's just me.
I think it's the head of a cat, but the body of a man. Might not
See,
be a
because
very
of the
tall
position.
man.
It's very awkward.
A portly man.
Well, I don't know if it's portly, but okay, whatever. Saying no to a second time with those man cats because they were not very kind to him the first time around. It looks like Tristal is doing some Akuma grinding here.
We're getting some Agama facts in the chat. Thank you very much, chat. The first one is Agamas dislike smoke. I did not know that.
Once every 2 days.
They are the ones that do microwave fish in the break rooms. Those Agamas are jerks.
Wiped.
So he was not able to get the Masamune out of there, if I'm correct, it looks like.
The ribbon that was in Ordeals.
Okay, yeah, it was a ribbon. You are correct. I am wrong yet again. Again, chat, you'll find that this is not the first time I will be wrong and surely won't be the last time. I'm like a broken clock. I'm right twice a day.
These Agam effects are fantastic, chat. Keep them coming. Having to go through this a second time. He kind of knows the way. Yeah, there we go.
The question is, what do they like to read? What book, if you were an Agama, what book would you like to read? I would say The Art of Cooking would be a second good guess.
I like that guess, Forsen. Fahrenheit 451 is a good one, too. Our man cats. Go away, man cats. We don't want you here. You got that ribbon. Gonna throw it right on the black belt. So is bringing HP down for his other party members. Gonna move into his black belt grind.
Ich bin Maya with the $5,000, 5,000 bit donation. Thank you so much.
I was gonna say $5,000. Send some of that my way.
Again, I'm still not fully awoke because, you know, we're typically just getting ready for the races at this point. But a nice Sunday race. 5,000 bits.
Today I will be awake, so. by that ribbon on his black belt.
10-6 with the Twitch Pride subscription. Thank you very much. Please enjoy your emotes.
Thank you so much.
Sorry as I yell at everyone.
I think we're good. Actually doing a little bit of grinding on the zombie dragons here.
Which isn't a bad move. We're both seeing them grind on, well, Agama for Tristal as he tried to grind on the zombie dragons, and Edgeworth on the zombie dragon as Tristal tried to grind on them. Zardia, hashtag stay woke. What stay woke means, I'm not positive. I'll just say it with a hashtag.
Not.
And it does look like both of them were able to get to a point that the other one was not with the grinding. So Tristal's grinding on the zombie dragon paid off to get him up to the point that he can one touch or one punch these Agmas and not get hurt too much by the blizzard. And Edgeworth's grind on the Agmas allowed him to not be too scared of the zombie dragons.
It looks like Tristal's black belt has already surpassed the first major level, which I think Will said was 21. So the next major spike in stats is going to be level 32. So I'm sure he'll go at least that far before stopping.
I definitely think that we're going to see as many levels as he can get until he runs out of heals. So I would say 32 to 42 would probably be good.
Maybe, do you think he's gonna leave the volcano and then come back with a full party before he faces off with Carrie then? Because it is possible for Carrie to still have something fairly nasty.
I would definitely say that would be a smart move to do, to run out. Only thing is if he gets some not too fun encounters from there. And by the way, I'm going to take a moment and read the best 2 Agma facts I was able to see. Will Broadworth with the Agma fact, Agma's advice for overcoming midlife crisis. Get yourself together, man. Move to Philly, buy a loss, start a noise band, get 6 or 7 roommates, eat hummus with them, book some gigs, paint, smoke some cloves, listen to Animal Collective, and start some type of salsa company. That's some solid advice. And then Ishbin Maya with the Agma fact of Agmas reproduce asexually via budding.
From that sunscreen song.
Sorry, what was that?
It's come from that old sunscreen song.
I'm not sure wherever these Agma facts are coming from. Please just keep them coming. These are awesome. Oh my.
Edge wiped again. Oh, this is not good. Answer the question in chat about the experience. The Agamas, I do believe, for a solo person, well, overall, they do give more experience than the zombie dragons do. It's, I think, maybe about 1,000 or 2. So what is Edge going to do now? Edge is like just giving up and heading to the Earth Cave. Oh gosh. Enough.
So sorry, chat. What I'm trying to do right now is pull up the exact experience differences between the Agmas and what else. But we'll just peel away from that for the moment being. We got Edgeworth going to get the rod so he can go down to Earth Cave. We have Tristal just about to finish and light up the first orb at the 1 hour mark. And it looks like Tristal downed Carry relatively easily. So we're getting Jiggly Say to say that the floater is going to be in the vampire chest. Alright, chat, where do you think the next progression item is going to be in the Earth Cave? Are we going to see the crown or the floater? So we're getting a lot of votes for Crown. Crown would be pretty fun. Not to get locked or make this an unplayable seed, we will need to have either Crown or Floater be found in the Earth Cave. So we're probably going to see a full clear. Bismarck, welcome back. Just to do a recap for you, we had the first race get restarted because of pirates after 30 minutes. We were not able to beat them. Then as well as we were able to pick up the ruby in the volcano, found a ribbon in the Castle of Ordeals. Masamoon was in the ice cave. Both of our runners do not have that just yet. So we're seeing Edge going in, finding a house, and gonna go down to the bottom area to see what he's able to find there, fighting these asps. RPG Chick currently is working on fixing her microphone, yes, so you will have to listen to my wonderful voice for the time being. Floaters found. So we had the floater on the top level of the Earth. It's okay. I forget who mentioned it in chat, but you probably read someone's mind. And it was not ruby locked. That's even funnier because, well, some runners have been known to check the first level of the Earth Cave before anything else. And yes, as soon as Tristal finds that, he will be a little concerned, I would say. Looks like Edge's fighter is a little bit lower in levels. Looks like we got Tristal up to 32 with his black belt, sorry. Hey, but troll rubies are always fine. And look, we fed the Titan. I'm all about feeding the Titan because he has a family he needs to go home to. Even though his ruby addiction caused him to not be the best person out there, at least he still was able to go home and see his family. They missed him. And please definitely do give the... do feel free to join the Final Fantasy I Randomizer community. It is a lot of fun. You learn a lot from everyone there. You'll see not only these guys go and talk a little bit, or talk a lot of bit on there, but you'll have, if you're new to the Final Fantasy I Randomizer community, you'll get a little bit of help. There's a spot for newer runners as well in there. Looking Cure at the level 3. Sorry, I thought that was Cure 3 for a moment. Tristal will be shortly finding the floater once he checks the other 2 chests to the left. Life 2 at level 5 is a huge pickup. Brack and Fire, meh. 2 just, they're there. I did miss, what level was Warp? Life 2 level 5 is huger. I believe it's bigger. Bigger and the best of all the spells. I know spells. It is the best of all of them. Bottle at 65,000. Is Tristal gonna clear everything out? So Warp was level 4. That might be nice for them to go back in, especially when Tristal finds it, to be able to get the Massam in. So looks like we're going to have Tristal full clear, or at least go through the Cave of Earth. He is gambling. This is a pretty big gamble. Also, the nice thing about the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer it is now web-based, so joining races is a little bit easier. But then along with that, you're able to have a little bit more fun. You can create those races a little bit better and customize them a little bit more. I believe Tristal just stopped for one moment. And there we go. He was just thinking and pondering what those bats were going to be doing. So we have Edgeworth clearing out the Zardia Islands. Seeing what's going to be in here. Finding the white shirt, which will be very nice, because that casts Invis 2, which will help our runners out as we get further along, because it does increase, I believe, their chance to evade. Tristal exiting out and just saying, I've checked enough here. See you later. Goodbye. Tristal does have the rod currently. Yes, he does. And looks like Tristal's going to be going to turn in that floater. We got Edgeworth venturing back into the volcano to finish his beef with Carrie. I'm just going to be making a beeline directly down to the lower level. And Tristal is sailing away.
I think I'm back.
You are! Sorry, you came back. I started the Serenade chat and you got a little upset at that. I understand.
Everybody, major microphone malfunctions.
That's okay. We've all been there before. I have my brain stops working in the middle of these things from time to time, as you can probably tell by now.
Leave you alone with him, you guys.
She felt bad for chat, so she didn't want to leave you here with me.
I'm here to keep you company again. Well, I assume we're still looking for a grinding spot?
So they did end up finding the floater, which is a huge pickup right there by both of them. It was on the first level of the Earth Cave, not blocked by anything.
Okay, that's a nice, easy pickup.
Yep, so all of that concern about the ruby blocking everything was for naught. Tristal is just finding the white shirt as well, making it easy for him to cast Invis to later on.
Just gone back to do some agama grinding, though.
So, yes, I will try to turn my microphone down just a little bit for you, chat.
Did Tristal end up doing his agama grind too?
Tristal ended up getting up to, I believe it was 32.
Okay, so I was right about that too. Wow, I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
You were. How does this microphone sound to everyone currently? Is this a little bit better for you, chat, so I'm not blowing your eardrums out?
Well, it sounds okay to me, but you sounded okay to me before too, so...
I just want to make sure that my output volume is fine. I had someone mention it. Oh, no, do not worry about it. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'd rather have you guys tell me these things in chat to make it easier and happier and make the viewing better. I'm all about helping out, chat.
We're back to getting agama facts in the chat again.
Come on, chat. Give us some more agama facts, please. We need more.
Well, at this point, we're still missing the crown and we're still missing the slab, yes?
Crown and slab, correct.
Level 5 life 2. That is kind of a nice find here.
Yes, they also found Warp as a level 4 spell.
Very nice considering where Exit was.
No, definitely. And it will make it easy for if Tristal wants to go back into the Temple of Ice so he can get the Masamune.
Little trick where if you go down one of the holes in the ice cave and then you warp back up, if you're in the right one where you're in between the 3 treasure chests, you do not have to fight the eye. You do not have to go through the rest of the cave. You do that at some point. I was just like, what? You can do that? God damn, I've been wasting my time going through this whole cave.
And no, definitely just to reiterate in chat, if my microphone is ever too heavy, let me know. I don't take it as anything other than I want to just want to be helpful and make it easier. So some people in chat might give you a little bit of grief about it, but if they do not look the other way. They're just being a little bit too mean. But I do appreciate it. I have the habit of getting really loud from time to time. And no, definitely that warp spell, I didn't realize you could use the warp strat at any point in time. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, when I first learned that was a thing, I was so angry that I didn't know about it earlier.
Caused a little bit of a desk flip, I would say.
Just a bit.
Yes, we're in the Temple of the Waterfall now.
Mummies do have nuke. It'll be interesting to see what this first spike tile here brings.
I will probably run away from the mummies. Just because I don't want to, fight with them. Anyone who has the out of bounds bat, Come on, show some love. Spam that out of bounds bat, the best bat of all the bats.
Yes, we always love a bat that doesn't get in our way.
Aguma's view iguanas as a poor imitation.
I like that fact. That's a good one.
Seriously, these Aguma facts, guys, keep them coming all game. Please.
Yeah, there should be a new channel in the Discord, just Agama Facts.
Yes, please, can we get that? We need to have an entire thing of Aguma facts.
So, on rack white magic shop having nothing but level 4 fast. In the black magic shop, unfortunately, it looks like his black mage doesn't have any more room, and this is kind of what we were talking about earlier. It doesn't matter if it's a red mage or not. You can still run out of space and not realize it because something good comes along later.
And looks like Edge is going to be leveling up that black belt very heavily. Might be getting him all the way up to 42. Because he's past 32 at this point.
What we talked about earlier, he might go to 38 and then the black belt to be 42 before the end of the seed.
Which is not a bad theory and thought to go about, because, you know, you get there, you get done, and you're going to be able to one punch everything later on rounds.
It's Tristal that does not have space for the fast spell. I noticed when he tried to buy it, it said you do not have room for this spell.
Aguma trying to hit with Blizzard, and he's just starting to laugh it off.
Yeah, one of the other nice things about leveling up your black belts to such a high level is they do get quite a lot of magic defense as they level up.
And that is a point of let's say, point of contention between the Final Fantasy I randomizer community is they catch 1 magic defense per level when they're black belts. 4 magic defense when they're black belts, but only 1 when they're masters. So thus making the tail a less desirable option. And let's see what the Ghost have in store for us.
Smacked pretty hard. Good god, 230 damage.
So we have a question in chat. Is Edgeworth going to one-shot Chaos? Possibly. If
Chaos would have to have a really low roll for that one.
So we already have already have someone rooting for 6,000 HP and max evade and absorb for Chaos. Again, that's just mean.
Oh, so basically a max HP evade tank. That would be fantastic.
Then at that point, we would probably see this seed done once. Oh, poison with the sea trolls. And only having
Got
2 more
softs.
softs.
And Edge one-shots carry into non-existence, and he's got his first orb lit.
We definitely will see Edge catch up. I believe he's probably going to end up going to the Temple of Water next. And yes, I do understand saying the wrong things, chat. It makes for fun times.
Interesting though, because we had a little exhibition race on Wednesday, and Edge actually was able to win that race because of his extremely high level black belt. His black belt is much higher than Tristal's, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when we do get into the Temple of Fiends Revisited here.
That definitely will be something fun to watch. What I'm looking forward to is seeing if we have a nice Temple of Fiend TOFR or a evil TOFR.
Little gatekeepers here are Kraken 2 and Tiamat 2.
No, definitely, because Kraken 2 has been known to roll very, very evil when it comes to everything. Which wouldn't surprise me if he did as well. So we have Tristal. Oh, I cannot wait for him to go see my girls. The ladies. You know who I'm talking about, right? Tristal is in the sea shrine. Hopefully he goes to visit my ladies, my girls. The women who have my heart. The mermaids.
Going into the ice cave here, you're gonna find the Masamune. Hope he doesn't know about it here the same way Tristal did.
I would think as soon as he sees the Masamune, that he will possibly know about it there. I'm not sure if he has warp on his black mage, but that will make it very easy.
Gonna ask, does he have warp on his black mage?
We will find out momentarily. He's gonna soon find out that mages stink.
Skin. But Edge does have the soft spell on his white mage, so...
And that was a huge pickup earlier in the race. It's going to make this a little bit easier because looks like they're not carrying around too many soft potions.
Yours either, interestingly enough.
So it does appear that Edgeworth is going to be using the warp strat.
I don't blame him.
And he's just exiting out of there. He's like, oh, this is what I have. I'm out. Masamune. Peace.
Incentivized chest in here, so he knows, you know, even if there is something else in here, it's not necessarily going to be as good.
So it looks like Kraken does hit pretty heavily. And appears to be pretty meaty as well.
Yeah, and has, I guess, poison touch?
We have Tristal casting Temper on his black belt. Hopefully that's going to cause a little bit more damage. And carry down. Looks like a low roll on her health.
Or did I mishear you?
Sorry, what was that?
Carry. Did you say carry or kraken?
I said carry. I meant Kraken. I get
take
those
you
two ladies.
anywhere.
Yeah, no, this is why I don't have nice things. Not the first time, and definitely will not be the last time that I mess up people,
Gonna make
because,
you-
well, hey.
Tristal's gonna make you feel better. He's gonna go see your ladies.
Oh, I cannot wait. I was talking and hanging out with one of them the other night. So awesome. The mermaids are fantastic. They're my
pretty
favorite
scary.
characters in this.
They must
know
be
what?
pretty scary. They have no monsters all over on their floor at all.
No, because all the monsters know better than to be mean to them. They're just keeping them kidnapped down there. So
Or the
Bismarck,
mermaids didn't just scare them. Into staying away.
or they just have that level of crazy that keeps them away. And currently, to answer your question, no crown or slab just yet.
Well, there we go. There's the slab.
And watch, we'll see a crown coming up soon too. Because why
A little
not?
trolled by the bats here in Earth Cave.
Which the other nice thing is, with the later releases of the randomizer, you did get that fixed, and the finding of the tail by Tristal. So the real question is, are we going to see a class change?
On Tristal's side, just because he doesn't have his black belt at as high a level as Edge does.
I think we're getting close to seeing that class change, you're correct, just because he does have a little bit of some better armor set aside.
And Edge is really getting trolled by those bats.
So the question in chat is, what did they fix with the bats? They just moved them out of the way to make it a little bit easier so you're not constantly running into them and so you don't potentially get bat blocked like Jay Coper. They took away some of the bats to make it so their RNG isn't too evil.
Interesting here that that Edge has decided to clear out Earth Cave instead of heading for the Sea Shrine. Is not the most fun place to have to clear out.
So they did not put many more bats out of bounds. It just made out of bounds bat a little bit easier because there can only be one out of bounds bat. Also, Edgeworth with a big pickup with the dragon armor, which will be very nice for when he eventually finds the tail. And we have a high end by the vampire.
I get the feeling that Edge is probably going to class change when he finds the tail.
Image with poison touch, or stinger, sorry, I believe it was. Yep, stinger. And I would say anytime you get that tail, especially with the black mage and white mage, you're wanting to do the class change just for the pure fact of you're going to have all of the magic available to you. And with the adamant, he probably is going to make that class change to get the Excalibur.
Didn't he already put the Mesmune on his fighter, though?
Yes, he did. Sorry.
Would be a better choice. The Mesmune would be a better choice than the Excalibur.
He did, yes. Edge does have the Mass Moon. I did forget about that.
As good of a weapon as the Excalibur is, the Mesmune is definitely the better of the two choices.
Tristal turning in the slab to Dr. Un. We're going to teach you how to speak the language in less than 6 seconds. There you go.
That way in real life.
It would be so much easier if you learned in 6 seconds how to speak a different language. I would highly approve of it.
At this rate, because we're not seeing the crown here in Earth Cave, so it looks like the crown is either going to be in Mirage Tower or the floating castle.
Which
A lot of the
advantage
time.
to Tristal? Yes,
Back to 4 rings and gold rings here.
definitely. It's gonna give his white mage and black mage a lot more defense. And picking up wall, which is not a bad pickup, because he's not going to dig on Tristal's side. He's probably not going to dig as much for ribbons, because that is essentially is what wall does.
Yeah, plus I don't remember seeing any of the ribbons in the Earth Cave anyway, so the other ribbons could also, they could be crown locked, but they could also be in Mirage Tower or the floating castle as well. Tristal finds the crown in wherever it is here in the tower or the castle. He is going to be able to go mode Earth Cave, which is a lot faster than having to clear it out.
No! Team Steak! Team Steak with the win!
Sad face.
We eatin' tonight, fam! We eatin' tonight! Gonna get a little bit of Team Steak love up in here.
His family is gonna starve. That's not okay.
So I'm all for the Titan going back to his family. And we have Lightning 3 at level 7. But when it comes down to the Tyro, nah, the Tyro can just not go back to his family.
I feel for the Tyros family. Oh.
So the joke ongoing is Tyros would come around, and for those who may not be familiar with it, there is a group of individuals, we'll call them evil individuals, who want to save the Tyros and not eat their meaty deliciousness. And then there are some other wonderful individuals who say, you know what? Tyros are food, not friends, and they would like to eat them. So, they'll do that. And that's where we have Team Steak and Team Save the Tyro.
See how mean he is to me, guys? He calls me evil. Inadvertently. Let it pass me and I won't notice.
The Tristal, I believe, missed one chest on that level. I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, but he checked the down chest, but not sure if he checked the up chest. Hopefully that was not the crown. Okay, everyone but RPG check is evil. That is part of Team Tyro.
Trying to save face now. I see.
I always try to save face. Come on, I get that whole foot and mouth thing going on. I always open my mouth when I should insert my foot.
That's not quite how it works.
I thought that's how it worked.
not supposed to put your foot in your mouth.
Look, I never learned that. I just learned that, hey, yeah, I have foot and mouth disease, I guess. We have Edgeworth going to see the mermaids first, which is a slight route divergence, which is going to be fun.
Well, he's not going to find the crown here, so he's still probably going to end up having to clear both the top and the bottom of the sea shrine anyway.
Mummies with Nuke is not a fun sight.
Ain't nothing saves you against Nuke.
Unless you're a cockroach or share. They can survive Nuke. In Twinkies. Delicious Twinkies.
I'm just gonna quietly shake my head here.
What, Twinkies, cockroaches, or share? Or all three?
The only time I would eat a Twinkie is after a nuclear apocalypse and there was no other food.
Oh, but Twinkies are delicious, especially if you've ever had a deep-fried Twinkie. Those are good.
Would kill me.
So I have 18 chests in Mirage Tower, which have been already checked, and 24 in Floating Castles. So, looks like we're going to get almost a full clear of this game to find the crown, because the crown has to be here. So where in the Floating Castle do you think we're going to find the crown, RPG?
I wouldn't say the first or the second floor. I'd say probably one of the chests on the third floor.
So one of the last chests. I totally agree with that.
Clearing stuff anyway.
So Tristal getting the Vorpal sword, which is interesting. Can we get some Warmech hype up in here? It's never too early to hope for one.
For one Warmech. We can hope for multiple Warmechs.
Come on, we can't wish that upon anyone. We've seen it ourselves. What is the most... Sorry.
That's why we can wish it on other people.
Yeah, I remember. I think you have a similar story, but after 3 Warmechs, I just noped out of entire seed, walked away, turned my... Not even saying goodbye to my stream, just walked away. How many Warmechs did you encounter maximum?
2.
2, okay, yeah, it's never fun. And then the first one wipes out half your party, then the second one wipes out everyone. You gotta add the other 2, and then you got one person left. You're just like, no. And then he just says, I'm done. I'm gonna kill everyone and you can't get past me.
It's true, I did curse Trenton with a Warmech earlier this week.
Well, I mean, when you were running it, we don't want to see any Warmechs, but if someone else is running it, give them 5 Warmechs.
With any randomizer, when you're playing it, you don't want any trolliness. When you're watching it, you want all the trolliness.
Exactly, because that eye is always watching us. So Warmech fact.
Running into a lot of eyes.
Warmechs eat tyros for breakfast. How do Warmechs like their tyro steak?
It looks like I might be right, and the crown might be on the 3rd floor here.
So what do the mermaids and the crown have in common?
What?
They're both playing hard to get. Ba-da-da. What is Tristal going to drop?
Sure, duh. I'm sure he wants that, so he'll make room. Aegis Shield too, nice.
Drop the ice shield. Drop the silver helmet. You can buy the silver helmet again. Silver helmet's useless. Why'd you drop?
Wow, this is definitely a hell of a trolley crown here.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of those last ones that we check, which is going to be very interesting. It's probably going to be in that pack of 4 chests to the immediate left as soon as he walks in, up to that last level.
I get at this point.
Yep, he did drop the Pro Cape, which, you know, it's okay.
You would drop the Pro Cape.
Oh no, I would
there's
not
the
drop
crown.
the Pro Cape. I would have dropped the helmet, the silver helmet, because you could buy another silver helmet at any point in time.
Down on the second floor.
Yep, just found the crown, so Tristal is now in go mode. Gonna check these last 4 chests because, well, it's not gonna hurt him whatsoever. Finding another ribbon, which is good.
Now he drops the silver helmet.
Hey, you
That
can't
was
argue with that.
trash. Oh no, of course not. But he should have done it. He should have dropped the ice shield for the Aegis shield if he's gonna promote his people anyway. Aegis shield trumps the ice shield.
No, definitely. And with the dragon armor, he will eventually find, because he probably will check that chest right near the vampire. He'll have another ribbon when it comes to the Aegis shield and dragon armor. It's been Maya being made of bits tonight, donating another 100 bits for Tristal being in go mode.
And Edge has finished off Kraken and has his 3rd orblet, so he is going to get his... Did he get the slab translated already? I didn't notice. I don't think he did yet.
I don't believe he has just yet, no. Airs with Blizzard. Ouch.
Got some pretty good defensive items on, so Blizzard is not doing too much damage except to his Black Mage.
Chat, spam some Warmech hype, and we just get the run to the Bridge of Destiny. No more Warmech.
A chance with Edge, so we'll have to see.
Exactly. Hopefully Edge will fight the Warmech, because why not?
We can see that Tiamat has poison right off the bat. Knocks out the Black Mage.
3 hits for 460 damage. Kind of rolled a little bit high evade.
Defense 2, only a 90 HP damage Fade attack.
And Blaze! Play the Sarah McLachlan song right there. In the arms of an angel.
Wait, while I was having microphone problems.
Sorry. Me drink on stream? Never.
Thing I never liked about this game is the fact that life does not work in battle. I find that to be a heck of a a heck of a problem.
It does make it slight bit cumbersome not being able to bring your people back to life. So yeah, no.
Is up to his last orb here as well, but looks like he's gonna do the crown fetch quests first.
Right, and he's in go mode, so he will not be checking as much as Edgeworth did. And we're going to find out if having that higher level fighter, is he going to go back to get the Masamune, or is he not? If I was Tristal, I would go back. What would you do, chat, in RPG? What would you do if you were Tristal? Would you go back to get the Masamune?
And I probably wouldn't because, you were saying before he checked both of the incentivized places and didn't really find much outside of the ribbon and the Masamune, so he's probably just gonna go flying through the rest of this as best as he can.
Even with the ice sword on his, he has a high level fighter. We're gonna have to ask him that after everything.
Can the fighter use the Vorpal? Is that only the knight?
I think the knight can use the Vorpal. So he'll have the Vorpal. So I'll have a little bit more crit.
Well, I would promote my characters and then give the Vorpal sword to the knight, because at least the Vorpal sword, I believe, has a pretty high crit rate.
Yes, I think its crit rate is second to only the Masamune.
So it wouldn't be a bad choice here.
Sorry, boss, and we
not...
call it the Masamune. We don't know
okay.
As, A's, all that fun jazz. Come on, guys. Sorry, I'm messing with chat now. Can the commentator troll chat RPG?
Depends on how good or bad chats be. To take care of things.
Oh no, I like to troll with chat. Incorrect enunciation. Call places the wrong things. Like Edgeworth is in the cave of Tower. Or the Tower Cave. Again, my brain stopped working. It's Sunday night at 7:34. Do you know where your children are? That's a rhetorical question. The Tower of Caves. And the Floating Castle. We have the OK Men showing up, making their once in a randomizer show.
All we can hope at this point is that Edge has that war mech encounter for us.
Yes, and it does. I checked. It's never too early to get a little bit of war mech hype up in here. Can we get some war mech hype?
I have to say, when Tristal did the floating castle, he followed a very strange pattern. He warped back and forth between the second floor and the third floor a lot. So I am wondering if Edge will find the crown before Tristal technically did in terms of going through this place. To me, it seemed like strange routing.
I think it saves a little bit of time. I did try it out the other day. I found it, again, more cumbersome than anything else. But you never really know. Let's see if Tristal is... let's all say hi to the vampire. And bye to the vampire.
Been checking that chest by the vampire. Rip dragon armor.
He skipped it? Wow, he really must think he's behind at this point.
I would have at least checked that chest. I mean, it's right there.
It's 3 steps to the left, definitely. It's one of those ones that you always check. I do in anyway.
No, I agree. I would too.
Do you check the 2 chests in the Phantom, by the Phantom? In Temple of Fiends Revisited?
Ever. I don't think I've ever checked those 2 chests.
Well then, I always check them. Because it's all free spaces in there.
I know, but it seems so out of the way. Going for it, and I don't want to do that.
It's okay, I forgive you. You never know. It could hold a boat. It could be a boat. Yeah, Peter, take the boat. You don't know what's in the box. It could be a boat. Sorry, I said revert back to Family Guy.
I know, I got the reference.
Oh no, as you are well aware, Edgeworth is not checking or finishing off that other level. He's going back to check these 4 chests. Hopefully he does.
He's checked everything else. He doesn't really have much option but to go back and check at this point.
Yeah, there is nothing left. He's going to shortly find out that he's going to warp back and see that, okay, what's left? And Tristal lighting that last orb.
Levels that he's at, he was not going to have any trouble with Lich. At least not Lich 1.
Lich 2 will be interesting, and Temple of Fiends Revisited will be interesting. So once Tristal gets into the Temple of Fiends Revisited, we'll get a snapshot of the time difference as once they both enter. The kind of time difference between the 2 of them. I'm expecting it to probably be about a solid 5 to 7 minute difference.
I mean, any terrible thing that goes wrong in the Temple of Fiends Revisited could mean a complete swap in the lead, so...
Any wipe at this point, depending upon, well, a later wipe on Temple of Fiends Revisited will possibly cost these runners a lot.
About it. So, and I think we've only seen the 1 nuke on the mummies too, so that's still a viable thing for the monsters to have, including the fiends.
Definitely, that means nuke, nuclear, and cure forecast are still out there.
Still making the class change.
Which, in my mind, that's definitely the right move, because it's going to be able to allow him to, equip a little bit more on his fighter and black belts, or fighter white mage and red mage, or black mage and white mage.
It's only a shame that he didn't grab the dragon armor inside Earth Cave, because that would have been the biggest boon to him. He is equipping the Vorpal Sword on his fighter, and I honestly can't blame him there with that crit rate.
No, definitely. With that crit rate, it will make it a lot. It will make hitting enemies in Temple of Fiends Revisit a lot easier and better.
But Edge has his crown now, and he is also in go mode. Unfortunately, this is also his last dungeon, so there really isn't much of anything for him to go mode.
Hero Run on the Bridge of Destiny by Edge. Tristal entered in, we'll call it 2 hours, at the 2 hours and 2 minute mark. We'll find out where Edge is going to enter this as well.
To answer the question in chat, how long do these randomizer runs usually go? Usually, they are around 2 hours. We happened to get a particularly trolly seed at the beginning, and we had to re-roll the seed. So this was a little bit longer than it usually is. Plus, in the more advanced rounds, the seeds can get trollier and trollier, taking a little bit longer than usual.
It looks like we have another reset on Tristal's part.
That I think after those 4 gas dragons, he just kind of is like, nope. Too much damage here.
Hey, don't blame them. They are getting the unrunnable worm, but that's not bad. We have Edge lighting his 4th orb. So yes, these runners have been going at it for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Edge, boo that man Edge. He did not go after that Tyro. Tristal who saved a Tyro, we have Edge, Tristal who killed a Tyro and get us Tyro stakes, and Edge who, evilly did not try to feed us.
Edge, you're my hero.
Nope. The
Edge does still have to go through the crown quest. Luckily, though, he's got the airship, so it'll be a little bit faster than it would otherwise be. And just was felled by the Phantom. That's something I haven't ever seen. Well, maybe once, but it's not something I usually see.
Tristal checking the 2 chests and coming up with a power gauntlet.
Nice find.
A huge find. Casting Life 2 on his fighter. Using the loot to attract everyone around him. Say, hey, I'm cool, but I do play this small musical instrument, just so you know.
Giving the power glove to his black belt, of course, because then he'll be able to stack those sabers when we get to the fiends, especially when we get to chaos.
Are we going to see Edge choose to class change or upgrade?
Doesn't look like it at this point, because it looks like he's just gonna go and stock up on stuff here in Cornelia, and Temple of Fiends are visited.
Getting heal 2 and fade for his white mage.
After going to the houses, he can restore his magic here outside the temple.
Gonna end up using a house. And Tristal's going in 4 minutes after Ed. Edge is going in 4 minutes after Tristal.
Running into a lot of unrunnables, unfortunately.
And this is going to tell us if how much the extra levels that Edge has on his black belt will pay off. As Tristal is hitting a unrunnable encounter with the Frost Giants and Frost Wolves.
Second or third encounter with the Frost Giants and the Frost Wolves, if I'm not mistaken. Fire 2. Well, that's where the Fire 2 spell went.
And Brack. Tristal with a warm encounter.
Fun.
And there, the worm is down. Frost dragons that we're able to run from. We got Badman on the left, Frost dragons to the right, and here we are stuck in the middle with chat.
Like the Frost Dragons were hitting too hard.
No, they don't seem too beefy or too out there. We're going to have Edgeworth check these 2 chests as well. Tristal hitting a 4-pack of unrunnable earth.
He's really getting slammed with these unrunnables here. making the smart choice, unlike me, and picking up Power Gauntlet here. So he's also going to be able to, later on, if he wants to, use it on his black belt.
I think that will definitely pay off in the end with having that power gauntlet, so you don't have to use temper or fast because both runners do not have fast.
Those things stack, which is very nice. I think in a lot of the earlier Final Fantasy games, those kind of spells would stack on top of each other.
It's looking like Edge is catching a little bit better encounter table through the Temple of Fiends Revisited. Because his fight on this level was Chimeras, while Tristal got unrunnable worms. But Edge catching that 4-pack.
Yeah, and Nozart seems to have a fair amount of HP to boot.
And here comes Lich Revisited. Let's see what Lich is packing. Nuclear!
God. That is not what you want to see on Lich. I mean, luckily Lich goes down pretty quickly, but... Oy.
And it looks like Nuclear was his first spell, too. So that really just gives us to watch out for Nuke and Cure 4, the two other big spells, as well as Tornado.
Okay. I don't think I've seen any of the monsters casting fast on themselves either, because do you imagine Chaos with fast? That might not be a good thing.
No, that would not be pretty. So Tristal hit the Carry refight at 2 hours and 10 minutes in. Let's see when Edge does.
A lot of time here. Have Toxic also. That's nice.
And Rub.
So earlier in the volcano, but I did not notice them having Toxic earlier.
Tristal finishes Carry at 2 hours and 11 minutes in. Let's find out. So it's really just this Carry fight that is separating the two of them. It's about a minute. Edgeworth has caught up a full 3 minutes on Tristal. Sea Trolls with poison. So not only were standard trolls trolly, but, sea trolls were as well.
And here we go, Kraken number 2. Evade, which is good.
Using the White Wizard casting Whoa, Nuclear by Kraken. Edge is catching an unrunnable encounter right there as well. Sorry.
I'm just floored by this Kraken with also having Nuclear.
And
is
Tristal
down.
downing Kraken. So we have the next thing that we're going to do is I'm just going to time between when they hit that final fight with Tiamat Revisited. So Tristal is entering at 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Tiamat 2. Ooh, Tiamat 2 hits like a truck. And
And
it's
he's
got
some
pretty
heavy
high.
high defense, yeah.
Hit by that nuclear also there. And Zap. Well, luckily, Zap is not going to do too much here.
So Tristal looks like Tristal is going to use the Power Gauntlet strat. And Kraken is... This is just going to be interesting to watch what Kraken has in store for Edgeworth. And down goes the fighter.
When Tristal's White Wizard, that's not good. Proving once again that gatekeeper here, man.
This is going to be interesting. You're going to have on Tristal's side the fighter in the master, or the knight and the master going up against Chaos, where Edgeworth is going to have almost a full party, it seems.
Doable though. I mean, we've seen plenty of racers that have beaten Chaos with just a black belt. So, let's see what happens. Interesting choice to have, probably would have put the white shirt, given the white shirt to the fighter and had the fighter beef up the defense while the black belt used the power gauntlet. Oh, and Chaos with nuke. That's not what you want to see.
And would slow too.
Slow. That's also not what you want to see here. Chaos.
And we have Edgeworth down.
This is so nail-biting right now.
Chaos cast Quad X, nothing. And let's find out. Oh, Chaos cast Fire 3. Let's see if he's got
That's
something in
not too much
store.
damage.
But you never really know. Ice 2.
Is there anything that Chaos doesn't have?
As we deserve, we're going to see a third match between these two at some point.
Oh my gosh, GG to Tristal. That was incredible.
Good job, Tristal. So Tristal finishes in first place with an SRL time of 2 hours and 16 seconds. Just to get the seed done over with, Edgeworth has decided to drop out of the race.
Yeah, I kind of don't blame him. And looks like we've got Tristal here.
Wow, I'm astonished at lots of things.
What do you mean, Fire 2 Pirates?
Well, okay, sure. That was an interesting first try at the race, I guess. Man, I can't believe I wasn't behind Edge by like 10 minutes, honestly. Like, he must have had so much trouble.
catching up to you towards the end, and then he wiped to Tiamat too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would certainly put him behind a bit.
Definitely, and you were in go mode beforehand, so that also helped you out a bit because he had to. Edgeworth did go through and full clear out Earth Cave.
Oh. All right. The puzzle pieces are coming together, Edge. GG.
Yeah, GG. So the grind went pretty awful for me, so I decided to start cutting a lot of corners and skipping chests that took a lot of time. But that meant that I didn't have pretty much anything as far as equipment went.
Okay. Yeah, I had some trouble early on as well. I imagine because you went to Volcano first before like Ice or Ordeals, right?
Yeah, and that was not the right move in the seed.
I didn't actually have any problem with Agamas because I had the Ordeals ribbon. If there, I don't know if you ever bothered checking that out.
Yeah, I eventually went there and then wiped to the zombie dragons.
Ouch. Yeah, so that my grind was super easy because Agamas didn't have a lot of hit points, but they did have that blizzard. Of course, with the ribbon, that was not an issue.
Yeah, I ended up not having the ribbon. I figured if I got enough magic resist, that wasn't going to be an issue either, but it just basically meant that I had to double dip Volcano, which never feels good.
I can imagine.
So what was interesting is you flip-flop. Tristal, you grinded a little bit on the zombie dragons, which allowed your black belt to get that magic resistance. Edge, you grinded on the Agamas, which made the zombie dragon a little bit easier to grind upon as well. So it's just interesting and fun watching that. Tristal, quick question for you. We noticed that you did once you got the Mass Moon, you dropped out. You didn't go back for it. Tell us a little bit about that.
I was really sad that I wasn't going to be able to get level 16 before I entered the Ice Cave. I got really close, but it was going to take like hit that 16th level for the exit charges on the White Mage. And as soon as I got the Mazmune, I figured, well, I'm already going solo black belt. Like that's the plan all along. Really helped that much. Plus, Ice Cave was evil. Like with all the and all sorts of really nasty stuff. I didn't really think it was worth it. Walk out of the Ice Cave for like 3 minutes and then maybe die anyway.
Yeah, I ended up seeing the mages with Brack, and I checked just the incentive chest and then left.
Yeah, luckily by the time Edge went into Ice Cave, he had Warp in his possession, so he was able to do the Warp strats. Yeah,
that was post-floater, so my normal route is Ordeals, Ice, Volcano, so I know Edge usually likes to go Volcano first, so I can kind of base my strategy based on that. Maybe he'll change it up for Game 3, who knows, but... I
mean, I still think that's pretty solid. It's just I felt so far behind after what happened in Volcano and Ordeals that I just took the Ruby and hoped that Floater was Ruby locked, and it ended up being Earth.
I felt like I was so far behind because Ice and Ordeals didn't give me any plot items, so I'm like, oh man. And then as soon as I found the Floater and Volcano, I'm like, well crap, Edge found this right away. And I only grinded to 32.
So we're getting that cane that's coming across. What are you two looking forward? Are you going to change anything up real quick? And what was your last kind of final thoughts on this race?
Really interesting. I'm looking forward to the VOD because we both thought we were behind, so we're going to do crazy stuff kind of the entire way. Luckily, the starting party made it kind of sane for us. It wasn't like thief, I don't know, Black Mage or something to make it really weird. So it just depends on the spells we get and the starting party we have to go with.
Yeah, I gave it my best shot. Cutting corners almost paid off, even though it shouldn't have, but not enough. I think definitely the better strategy one today.
GG to you both, and we're all excited to see what happens in the third round to see who's going to go on. If you guys do want to see more Final Fantasy Randomizer tonight, there will be a match at 9 p.m. So in about an hour on the Randomizer Mania channel. So that will be between Zardia and Will Bloodworth. So definitely tune in for that. And definitely give these two runners a follow because they put on a heck of an awesome show for you. Give our trackers Forcent a follow. Give us a follow if you enjoyed our commentary tonight. And of course, always big shout outs to Feasel and Speed Gaming for letting us have all of this here.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Awesome job watching. I look forward to either watching or commentating on your next one. But, as always, it's fun watching.
Do it for us tonight. Everyone have a lovely evening.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Team Steak.